I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to give you our leader, Bauer. I'm going to give a report to the caucus about some events and what we tried to establish yesterday. Linda and I had agreed to have a meeting yesterday, but we said we have to take it to the caucus. All right, Linda?
Yeah, last week we had a private meeting, myself and Leader Bauer, with Speaker Bosma, Eric Turner, Representative Eric Turner, Representative Kathy Richardson, and Representative Bill Friends. At that meeting, we were asked repeatedly if we could do, among other talks, but we were asked repeatedly if we could, in fact, guarantee that we would do seconds on Wednesday, yesterday. Yeah, Tuesday, sorry, I don't know what day it is. Anyway, Tuesday, Leader Bauer said repeatedly, I've got to take it to my caucus. We need to talk to our caucus about this. It's a very important bill. We're very concerned about this issue. I mean, I'm not kidding that there were no other bills that was as important as that bill. So repeatedly we were asked, could we do seconds on Tuesday? Could we do thirds on Wednesday? Leader Bauer said, well, I talked to my caucus, we can maybe do seconds, but you know, again, our caucus is the one that makes the decisions. They said about Wednesday, can we do Wednesday? And we were told, Leader Bauer said, no uncertain terms, we cannot do thirds on Wednesday. I can only say to you that possibly we can do seconds on Tuesday. There was a gentleman's agreement, there was a handshake, and it was agreed that that's the way it would be. Now I did not hear what happened yesterday on the House floor. Our members were downstairs in a caucus, and I understand that Speaker Bosma said some very nasty and defaming things about our leader. It absolutely did not happen. Also, in our rules, you cannot say those kinds of things about another member on the House floor. It is absolutely, totally forbidden. Now, I'm going to say one thing. I received a copy of a letter in the last week or so that came from a certain individual. His name is Dave. I'm not going to say anything else about Dave. But there was a letter written in 2008 by the person whose office is right over there. And this letter said that he promised that he would not hurt right to work in the state of Indiana, and he would not hurt. Are you kidding me? That he would not hurt labor unions in the state. And I'm going to tell you repeatedly, we have heard nothing from the opposite people on the opposite side of our aisle, how much they would like to hurt the men and women in the state of Indiana that do nothing but break their backs to afford what our families need. They need braces. They need health care. They need every single day groceries, utility bills paid. You are the people in the state of Indiana that support this state. We cannot function without it. We need it. Last week was the last private meeting that the leadership team met. Myself, Leader Bauer met with the four individuals from the Republican leadership team. I'm telling you right now, it did not go down that way. It absolutely did not go down that way. Thank you very, very much.
What you have done is you've tried to uphold the Constitution of the United States and your right as citizens to address your legislature. They have tried to stop you from being in this building. You wouldn't allow it to happen. There's another constitutional violation that our scholar Scott Ruskey found. You cannot close the doors of the General Assembly. You have a to shut you out in every way. When our leader of the Labor Committee, Representative Zgotsky, and his committee tried to do amendments, they denied those amendments. And the national picture saw this, the national people saw this, and they saw that you were being denied your right. And they know where they saw it? Everywhere in this country. Yeah! They follow the rules of the House.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
They follow the Constitution of the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
They follow the Constitution of the United States. Today. We're prepared to do every other bill. We're prepared to go to committees. We're prepared to do the other bills. But they must allow us to do a constitutionally approved referendum so that you can have your voice heard on this issue. You weren't allowed to have it on the last election. You won't be able to do it on the next election. And the referendum's the only way you get a vote. A choice. I have other members here that would like to speak to the referendum. I don't know if Wynn Moses is here yet. Is he here? David Nisgotsky.
Send Bosma to Cuba.
Look, everyone. He was going to do it in committee. He was denied it. And now tell us why we have to have this referendum.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's understand one thing. This is about the referendum that we've asked for, and it was unconstitutional the way it was drafted. But what we have to remember, we have risen above just this circumstance. Day one, we've been shut out, shut out, shut out. We were denied access. You were herded like cattle when the state of the judiciary had their talk. When Chief Justice Randall Shepard talked, you were herded by just like cattle to the far end of the State House. The referendum has to have the opportunity to pass. We believe that Speaker Bosma locked out his entire caucus by telling them this referendum is unconstitutional. If you stand upon that platform, when you answer, you don't have to answer that you voted against right to work, the opportunity to choose. You just have to say, we can't stand by something that is unconstitutional.
They tried to trick the people. They tried to trick the people.
It was an obvious attempt to try to trick the people again. We are here for one reason, for unity, and for your voices to be heard in the people's house.
Right of the people.
One thing we know for sure, whenever somebody wants to stop your voice and to stop your opportunity to speak to what you want for your state, if they're stopping you from saying that, it can only be for one reason. Because they fear you. And they fear you. And the reason they fear you is because they fear that the truth is finally going to come out and the truth is finally going to be told. So I say to all of you here today, say what you will, do what you will, but we promise you this. We are going to stand strong, one day longer, one day stronger, and be your voice.
I want to first start by thanking the Democrats and all you folks for being here. This is true democracy in action. As I speak to the Democrats here in our caucus, we are simply asking Brian Bosma to hold House Bill 1001 so we can get an amendment to be presented on the floor so the people of the state of Indiana have a voice. Mr. Speaker, let us come back to the floor of the House of Representatives and do the people's work. Families and children, you can bet your bottom dollar. And I borrow these words in closing. I'll guarantee you this. We will not let the Republicans press a crown of thorns upon the brow of working families of Indiana. And say this with me. Please, say this with me. God bless Indiana and God bless America. Thank you. We thank you for being here. Thank you for helping all the people of Indiana bring the people's house back to the people, and maybe we can bring this bill back to the people so they can decide. Power to the people! Go over the other bills we are preparing for.
Thank you.